Family, it's time. Y'all know what time it is. It's the time we all been waiting for. Time for another episode of Opinion Matter. Well, Felicia, what's going on, family?
What it do? What it
Hey,
do?
hey, hey. Welcome back to another installment of Opinion Matters, where your opinions matter. So do us a favor and drop your opinions in the comments. Light them up. Light them up, light them up, light them up. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button. We really appreciate it. And before you do all that, we would like to say thank you to everybody out there in the interweb lands for watching and supporting us. All right, Quills, go on with what you got to say, sir.
So what it is, peeps? How y'all doing?
Oh yeah.
Doing all right.
Everybody looking lovely on the panel. Y'all had a great week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Feeling great. Feeling great.
won't
Yeah.
complain.
Oh, let's get this out of the way real quick. Number one. Number one. Shouts out to everybody that's graduating this weekend. All
Congratulations.
the graduate, what you call them, Chip? The what you call them, Lily? The
Yeah, the
what you call
graduates.
the
The
graduates?
graduates.
Graduates. Yeah,
Okay.
graduates.
So shouts out to all the graduates. Um,
Uh,
Man, bigs up to, they call her the Queen of Rock, Tina Turner. We got to give
oh
shots
yeah.
out to Tina Turner, man. May she rest in peace, man, and
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm.
Shout out to our family, man, from Opinion Matters.
No doubt.
So we prolong the time because we got a lot to cover. So,
Yes.
um, y'all stay tuned. During the middle of the show, y'all want to hear that Dan Award. All right. So y'all keep watching. You can't watch 3 minutes and hit that that next button because your attention span is short. We pray that your attention span is not short. We pray that you guys stay with us through the whole 30 minutes of the show because we
The
keep it
whole,
entertaining. The whole
Yes.
30 minutes.
the
We need your
whole
full
time.
attention for the whole 30 minutes.
Your
But anyway,
undivided attention.
undivided. With that being said, Chip, man, go ahead and give it to us, bro.
Yeah, man. Most definitely want to hear you guys' opinion on the topic tonight. Tonight we're gonna be dealing with mental illness, man. So many people deal with it for so many different reasons. I mean, we have people that are born mentally ill. We have people that may have did the wrong type of drug and it threw them off. Just totally just threw they brain chemicals off balance. Or just people that just can't shake the alcohol. That alcohol just control their life. I People like that, I consider that a mental illness. But not only that, but people that maybe even lost a job and now they're suffering from depression. So tonight, you guys, we want to hear your opinion on I mean, what do you consider mentally ill? How do we deal with those type of people? Do if they commit crime, do they should they receive the same type of punishment, or should they be put away somewhere else because they are mentally ill? Or people that's homeless. A lot of those people are mentally ill. So tonight we want to hear you guys' opinion on the mentally ill.
Ooh,
Well, let's go ahead and get some of this out the way. Lily, I know you with me tonight on what I'm about to say.
okay.
Uh let's get this out of the way, man. Um People has been mentally ill for the longest, a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really start talking about it until something tragic happened.
Mhm.
And I hate to say it, but it started with these. Okay. So yeah, I said it. We started with these. So when they go and they shoot up, you know, public places, first thing they want to yell out is mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's another reason why we on this topic, because we're talking about a lot of people, Chip, that use that. Or he's mentally ill. I mean,
Also, this is Mental Illness Awareness Month as well.
No doubt. No doubt.
correct. So let me ask y'all this. Well, the tragic thing that happened in Atlanta about what 2 weeks ago. Mr. Patterson, I can't recall his first name.
In Midtown. The
Midtown
shooting
of
in
Atlanta.
Midtown. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
who shot 5, killing 1.
Mm-hmm.
They said that this brother had a mental illness. Okay, I can't beg to differ on that. I don't know his story. But I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Now, I don't want to get off anyway. I just gotta ask y'all a question. If a person is in need of meds and you are the doctor, the caregiver of that person or whatever, should they, and you know they're mentally challenged, should you give the medicine?
That's a
That
tough one.
that
Yeah,
depends
yeah.
because a lot of people that are taking medication for mental illnesses, you hear the complaints that the medicine makes them lethargic, that it makes them just zombie like, and so they would rather deal with the illness than be like a vegetable. So it's a tough question.
Mm,
That's a tough answer. I mean,
yeah, yeah, especially with, that being one of the I would call, drug addiction, because a lot of people
hmm
are addicted to prescription drugs. And so and anything you abuse, maybe if the doctor do give them, extra amount of pills, who's to say what's gonna happen to you once? Because I don't know how true it is, but we always know I've always heard that, okay, say they do send you to some place, some mental institution. A lot of times you hear, well, they went down there and took the medicine and came home worse. So, uh do you put them on medicine? Is medicine the answer?
Right.
sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't, because everything it seems like everything nowadays is getting labeled, oh, I have a mental illness. They say that ADHD is a mental situation. They That's the first thing they do is put the kids on Adderall or whatever they use to treat that with. But it's a sticky subject because, and in our community, people don't like to talk about it. People don't like to talk about mental illness. They don't like to talk about actually getting help for their what they have going on. I've had family members that suffered greatly from it, and it's a sad situation because nobody. Oh, I'm not paying nobody to talk about my problems, but sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
sometimes that's all you need.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
It's just a listening ear. Sometimes, people that are suffering with depression, I my heart goes out because I can't begin to imagine, how that feels. I've heard people say that depression hurts.
Mhm.
So I have no idea, but my heart goes out because something is going on in that person's life or the people who suffer with it. Something is going on that is just taking them out.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like,
Shout out to Mama Nance real quick. Go ahead, Chip.
yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely shout out to Mama Nance. Thanks for watching as
And I'm
always,
better
Mama
than
Nance.
before.
Yes,
Yes. But
yes,
no, we
yes.
also have a caller on the line. Um, caller,
Yes,
would you
yes.
please state your name?
Yes, this is me, JoJo, calling to take reference to the educator in the school system.
Mm,
I work with a lot of students who always have the claim, oh, I have ADHD or I have ADD and I have to take meds. And a lot of them take meds before school begins or have to take it during lunch. Either way it go. If they don't take their meds, Lily said it best, they become lethargic and or zombies. and they're not functioning. It's crazy. However, but yeah, like I said, I work in the school system and I deal with a lot of students who have that quote unquote mental illness. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Thank you, caller.
thank you a lot for calling.
Thank
And
you.
and
Thank
let's
you for
let's
calling
let's
in.
let's deal with that. Um, I don't recall anybody I went to school with uh having to take anything for
Hmm.
any type of behavior. So I mean what's going on? I mean that's causing the kids to be born because you can be born with mental illness. Like I said, I mean, but what's causing this?
Hmm.
For the kids to be born with mental illness, and I mean because
Ooh, that I'm gonna say that has to. So I've been told, and some of the research that I've done has shown that mental illness can be hereditary.
yeah, no
So
doubt,
there's one path that's that, and then for if it's not hereditary, what's going on with the mother while she is actually carrying the child? Is she doing everything necessary to protect that child? Is she doing drugs? Is she smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol? All of that can cause a mental illness
yes, mm-hmm,
within a child.
mm-hmm,
So those are two possibilities of how a child can be born with mental illness. But then you also have the children that they get mental illnesses because of their environment. Like you have a lot of kids a lot of kids that I see, they're a product of their environment. They don't know how to handle it because they're children in grown up situations. Like you have, I a couple of years back, I worked closely with a principal on a shared governance council of school that my children are attending. And the principal told me, we do the best we can because these children are coming to school with a lot of stress. They're coming to school. Sometimes this is the only meals that they receive will be breakfast and lunch. And they have a lot when they're at school, they're not able to focus on school because of their at home environment. That leads to them acting out and being labeled, oh, they
yeah.
have a mental illness when they might not. It's just they might just need some relief. They might just need a place
Could
to lay
could
their
be
head.
could be just traumatized.
Yeah.
Traumatized. You
A,
know, trauma can cause
yeah,
mental
a lot of
illness.
these kids have PTSD just simply from their environment.
Yeah,
Right.
so
All right,
And
y'all. We have another call. Caller,
Yes,
go ahead.
there is a lot of mental illness out there. Um, Chip said they didn't have a lot of that back in the day. So what's going on? With Chip, they don't get their behinds whipped nowadays. Tell and told ain't nothing wrong with you.
Right?
And I mean and that's true because um one of ours was on medication when they first came to us, and we told them they didn't need it, and they were fine.
mhm.
And then they didn't need it. They grown now,
That's right.
but
Mm,
That's right.
some people really do have a problem, and some people don't because it ain't number seeing, and they just doing it and trying to hide behind it.
Right.
mhm.
Right.
And that's what's
that
going on. Seeing is rampant in
hmm
the world today, and that's what's going on.
That's right. That's
oh,
right.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for
Yes,
calling.
you're welcome.
thank you for
You
calling.
can
We have
always
a
call back in. You get another point, you call back in.
we
Yeah.
have a comment from I'm better than before. I'm better than before says, could it be in the food they eat? It's very much possible because everybody know that our food is so processed.
Whew.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Our
I'm
food
pretty
is
Man.
sure.
so processed. Additives here, additives there. They're taking out all the good stuff and putting in all these additives and make it have a longer shelf life. So yeah, that's a strong possibility.
That food plays it plays a major role in everything, man. We need to do a show. I don't know if we done one on that, but we need to do a show on how food shortens our lifespan in today's world. It shortens our lifespan, but we're not going to talk about it today. But we're going to get on that. But at the same time, let's talk about the gun laws real quick. That's tied into the mental illness.
Ooh.
You cannot say, or you do not know, if a person never had mental issues just because they never been to jail, just because they don't have a police record, no counter, nothing. Okay, but what I'm saying, I want y'all to hear me out. What I'm saying is the person that goes and buy the whatever assault weapon or whatever handgun or whatever they choose to buy, they may have it for 25, 35 years, never use it. Okay? But one day, y'all ever seen the show called Snap? And somebody just snap? Does that mean that they all of a sudden they have a mental issue? Because you can't detect that nowhere when you're going to purchase these firearms, and you know what I mean. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I agree. There's it's very difficult, and then with the laws in place, it's difficult to detect when a person is buying a firearm if they have a mental illness.
But if they did, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna tell you. Oh,
No, they're not gonna tell you.
Long as they
Cause
got enough sense to sign their name, pretty much they're gonna be
yeah,
able to get it.
and then
Right.
under certain laws, they don't have to reveal that information because they're protected under HIPAA because that's private health information.
Yeah. Now, in that case, I feel like if you do have a mental issue and you do go to purchase a firearm, I do think that it should register just as if you was a felon, because I mean, uh, like this morning, me and my wife were watching this show. She like the murder shows, and one of the guys, oh man, he was what he did to the lady was brutal. But anyway, he got off. I mean, he was found guilty, but at the end, the judge found that he wasn't mentally um able to do the time. He had his driver license. He graduated from high school, but you know, even when the police was questioning him, he was, acting mentally ill. They thought he was mentally ill when they first questioned him the first time. But found out, yeah, he killed the girl and was found guilty of killing her. But he ended up not having to do time in prison. I think he was committed to a mental institution.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's hard because I know that some people are mentally ill. Going back to my wife, I know she don't mind me speaking on it. I hope the family don't, but one of her cousins, he was born mentally ill, and they knew it. And he was on medication, and the medication, uh, she said it did calm him down. But once he was off the medication, he was out there, and he ended up killing himself. So
Yep, man.
you know,
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that real quick because when Mama Nan spoke about some of these people, like you said, some people probably are born like that, but some people aren't. But once they do put that medication on these people and they begin to take this medication, it's like it's almost, I want to say you're creating a zombie, but then once that wears off of that person and they can't get it after so long, then that person becomes, you know what I mean, crazy as hell. I'm just gonna say it because of the medication made him that way.
yeah. So
Yeah, because the medication is chemicals, so the chemicals are causing a certain kind of reaction in the brain and all of that stuff that happens. But going back to what you were saying, Quill, about the people on Snap. So a couple of years back during the pandemic, a man went into a grocery store. It was here in it was in Decatur, and he didn't have his mask on. And one of the cashiers told him, "Hey, you know you got to put your mask on to come in." This man walked out the store, walked back in, and shot that cashier dead.
Wow.
I think stuff like that is more of rage than yeah, you got to be crazy to do something like that. You got to be
But
most
they
definitely
tried to
throwed
label
off.
him. They tried to label him as mentally ill. I think it was just a moment of he snapped. He had had enough of the mask, and he didn't want nobody telling him to, put a mask on.
So he
But yeah, he snapped. So is that how you some I, what am I trying to say? Like back during I want to say I mostly would see this on TV when they would say I had a moment of temporary insanity.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Would that be considered that?
Right.
Hmm.
We have a caller. Caller?
Hi, yes. Once again, it's me, JoJo. I go back to my students because a lot of what you guys are saying, the past for these kids or what they're going through. Some of them have parents who are not in the house anymore, and some of them they do SNAP. You maybe think about SNAP when you talked about the program SNAP. And maybe think about my students as always. But they crazy about it. I mean, they always use that as an excuse, and so they take the medications and they lose their mind.
Well, let me
They
ask
go
you this,
crazy.
caller.
Yes.
Does the school like have a big play a part into like putting these students on medicine?
No, they can have no jurisdiction to give them the medication. Only the doctors or physicians can do that. But they have to administer them. That's why a lot of students will take it in the morning, take it before they eat lunch, or even before they go home, if that's their regimen or how they have it prescribed to them. But yeah, it's one little boy who comes to my mind. That little boy, he's a disrespectful little boy, believe me. And he will snap. However, he gets away with so much stuff. So he got it play. I think he playing it out
Is he
because
on medication?
yes, but he knows how to tweak it and work that system. He tries to get everybody, you know,
They've
on
been
his
doing it for
level.
so long
So
to
it's
the
not gonna
point.
happen.
You can't do nothing to me. I'm on
Yeah,
medication.
that's
And
it.
they've been doing it so long to where they know the system now.
You
I was
know,
on medication, switching belt. It was
I,
called
Ha!
Boy.
switching the belt.
he's I
Or
mean, he's
Boy.
whatever mama could pick up.
Yes.
in a class of his own. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
you know what? He runs his mama too. I mean, poor lady. She has no control over that little boy. I don't know in the long run what could happen.
right.
Wow, that's
All right. Well, we
it,
appreciate you calling JoJo.
You're welcome.
All right.
and that it's very unfortunate because it is.
Mm. We lost you, Chip. You there, Lily?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, we lost Chip. Okay, there we go. You back, Chip.
Okay, I don't know where I went, but yeah, like I said, that's a very thin line, man. That because you don't know who's just acting out or who's really coming to school traumatized, who really
hmm
was born with uh, these issues. Like I said, it should be before a doctor prescribe a child something medication, man. I think that should be. I don't think that should be a one visit process where they look at a child and say,
hmm
okay, this
Yeah.
child has this
Right.
and and
Right.
and,
We
and
need to
he
put
got
them
to
on.
take this. No, this should
Right.
be uh where
An
we
evaluation
yeah,
is
we have
serious.
evaluated your child and yeah, you just give them more time out And that should, and if not, then spare the rod, spare the child. That's all I gotta say. Take
And
it
then
from now.
you and then you have the situation where kids that don't have mental illnesses are being diagnosed because nobody wants to properly deal with the children. There I know I'm going back to a show that I watch, New Amsterdam. There was an episode where there was a little boy. He was placed on medication for behavioral issues, but the medication just made him so he just walked around. He didn't have any emotions. And the medication also was starting to cause other issues, like he was wetting the bed and he had some other issues going on. But the reason he got put on the medication is because he severely beat up one of his classmates because the classmate was picking on him.
Mm.
Mm,
Now, in this episode, this boy's father had just died, and
Mm.
mm,
the little boy, he's a little boy. Children don't know how to process those emotions,
yeah.
And
and the
I
best,
am
and we
your
can,
person.
yeah, and we as parents have to do the best we can to try to help them through it or whatever. And like I said earlier, we as a community, speaking of people of color, don't necessarily like to go to therapy. And
Mm-mm.
that's a major help. That is a major help. Therapy, just by just talking to someone, can help tremendously. But going back to the episode, they put this little boy on all this medicine and it was causing all kinds of things. And the social worker that was over that district had to enforce it because she was like, well, if he's not on this medication, he's going to act like this. But when he only acted like that once, he only had that one breakout once, and then they put him on all this medication that had him
Mhm.
just. I felt bad for the little boy, even though it was fiction, but it was based off of a real life situation. So, what about those kids that fall into that category that they have things going on in their lives that they don't necessarily have a mental illness, but because the system is either too crowded or they just don't want to deal with it, they get labeled and put on all this medication as well. So what happens there?
Mm,
Somebody
yeah.
that they need an advocate.
Yeah, it like you said, it sounds like an easy way out, just dope them up, you know, but uh instead of giving them the true, you know, the true attention that they may need, like you said, sometimes it's just, just simple attention can change a person's life around, what whether it bring them out of depression or whether it stop a child from acting out. Just, sometimes a person just need that attention. They're not, yeah, they're in a dark place at the time, or they may, like you said, in a case like that, if a child do act out, find out why that child acted out before
Mhm.
you put him on medication. Was he getting picked on? Like you said, this man just have they just went through once again trauma with losing somebody, and they just don't know how to deal with it. So,
Right.
it's so many. Like I said, there's so many different things that can cause it. Well, it made me think back to uh our boy Aki, a guy that
Mhm.
we knew was perfectly fine, and because of a relationship, because of a divorce or split up, now he's walking the streets. You know,
Yeah.
it,
Mm-mm.
it totally threw him
Cause
off.
you to go,
You
yeah.
know,
Could cause you to
so
go that way. You're right.
yeah, so
But see, that's what I was saying. You know, for the person that's practically healthy and has no issues, but just one day, something can cause that person to switch. Whether you lose
Yeah.
a child, a mother, or a father, or brother, sister, or just the idiot at the job piss you off.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? You cannot, for all the little bullies in school, you cannot, you cannot go on for the rest of your life trying to be the bully in school because
One day.
Columbine,
One day
I'm
you
just saying.
gonna
Okay,
you
but we
gonna
gotta
meet
go
the
ahead
right
and
person.
let's get into this Dan Award real quick. Lily, I sent it to you real quick. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because we are pressing for time. So Dan Award. Well, I'm gonna say this. Chip, Lily, and all of our viewers out there, you need to be aware of scammers. Scammers come in all shapes and sizes. Don't matter who they are. In this case, we have a man that's going around in Atlanta that is putting boots on cars and trucks, mainly truck drivers, because every time he puts a boot on a truck driver, it's anywhere from $500 to $700, maybe to $1,000. Chip, this guy is not a licensed booter, I guess you could call it, but he has the demand and has the look and has the boots that you can purchase off of eBay and Amazon, and you can just lock somebody's car up and demand the
Certain
cash.
things you just should not be able to purchase.
Exactly.
Gee
The things you should not be able to purchase. But
whiz.
in
And
this
this is
case,
one
this
of them.
dude is purchasing these items and he goes around, he waits that the truck drivers will sleep in a designated area. The truck drivers don't know if they could be there or not. You know, when they're tired, you're tired. You just park over and park somewhere and go to sleep. All of a sudden, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, when ain't nobody around, you hear a tap on your door. Hey, I just put a boot on your car. On your truck. You need to move it. Well, man, what's it gonna cost? It's gonna cost you $750. You ain't supposed to be parking here. Well, in this case, this dude has done this on several occasions, Chip. On several occasions. And one truck driver was smart. And he said, wait a minute. And this is what I'm telling all our viewers out here. Be smart. Wait a minute. If this sounds suspicious, it don't look right, get the law enforcement involved. Because this man has contacted all truck companies and gained money. Truck company, you know, they off in another state. They don't know where you are.
They
So
can't
send
afford
the
for their
money.
truckers to be not moving.
Exactly. Because they need that load to still continue to move. Okay. So this guy knew that. So they'll wire him the money, Cash App, Zelle, and all those other stuff, man. It's so easy now to just get the money. But this one dude called the police, got the police involved, and the police showed up, blah, 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 took the man to jail. Lily, give us the story. Because we can't make this up, people.
All right. A man is under arrest after police said he targeted truck drivers in an illegal booting scheme as they slept. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez was in South Fulton County. Oh my goodness, this is too close to home. Where police said Jadale Israel booted the drivers and then charged them hundreds of dollars to take the boots off. Police said Israel watched truckers park along the curb, waited for them to fall asleep, then booted their tires around 3 a.m. He then told the drivers they would have to pay $600 to get the boot removed. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Fernandez talked to victim, Mr. Rogers, who said that he heard someone tap on the side of his truck early Sunday morning. Rogers was weary of the scheme and called the company that the truckers were parking in front of. Big Clean Energy, the business in the past had allowed truckers to park outside free of charge. After the company reaffirmed they'd never charge drivers to park, Rogers called the police. So yes, drivers, do your due diligence. Don't just fork over that money.
Don't just do it. But let me give you this picture right quick, Chip, because I know, Chip, I could have gave you the picture, but it was last minute. We could have put this black brother all on the screen like we normally do. But let me paint this picture. Why this guy gets the Dan Award. Now, I'm not going to give you a Dan Award because it was brilliant. It was brilliant to go and purchase off Amazon and eBay a couple of boots and get you some dollars. That was brilliant. But where you get the Dan Award, Chip, after the dude gave the boot, this idiot went right around the corner of the same parking lot, parked, and went to sleep. So when the police showed up,
he was right
that's
there.
him right there. Him over there. Him right there.
Dumb.
And then when they got him, Chip, he had a illegal firearm on him as well.
Wow. Oh, yeah, he deserved every bit of this Dan Award.
Jadale, on the behalf of the Opinion Matters team and all the money that you scam for all the truck companies and truckers, you will be receiving the Dan Award tonight, my brother. Take that one. All right, Chip, man, go ahead and wrap us up, bro.
Hey man, mental illness. Like I said, it's millions of people dealing with it, man, in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether they was just born with it, whether they went through something that knocked them off. I mean, you got people. I mean, got people that just had head trauma, and now they're no longer the same, man. How do we treat those people, man? Do we do we do we just continue to give them drugs? Do we the people that's on the street that's mentally ill? Do we go and get those people off the street because they seem like they can't do it themselves? How do we, how as Americans, how do we treat our mental ill? Um, I would like to shout out. I can't even think of the lady name, but my wife talked to a lady earlier. She's having an event that she wants us to actually do photos at in October. But she do have a mental health. Um, that's what the event is based upon, to help the mental ill. So I will be getting that name later and shouting them out, and also maybe if they can, once I found out more about the company, then maybe we can put a number up to their company so that uh give people a place to reach out, man, because um if they mentally ill, then they most definitely need help, man, in some shape or fashion. So it's
Right.
mental illness month. Let's stay aware that we do have people out here that need help.
All righty. So, with that being said, once again, thank you to all of our followers, all of our viewers. Thank you to all of our day ones. Thank you for rocking with us. We love y'all. We truly appreciate y'all. Um, excuse me. You can follow us on right here on YouTube under the Mupixo channel. That's how you follow us is subscribe, and then you hit the notification bell, and then you smash that like button. You can also follow us on Instagram at opinion_matters_show. That is opinion_matters_show on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok at Mupixo NPSKOM. That is Mupixo NPSKOM. Excuse me. But like I said before, subscribe, share also, because sharing is caring. And also, if you have a topic that you would like us to discuss, drop it in the comments and we will talk about it. So, all right, Quells.
Yes, and this topic was a hot topic. Mama Nance has suggested that we do mental illness on mental awareness month, and shout out to Mama Nance for that. All of our what you call it, commenters and everybody that called in, man, we appreciate y'all.
Thank
I
you.
want to say this. Shout out to all of our troops, our soldiers who's putting it down for the United States of America. Make
All the
America great
time.
again. I gotta shout y'all out, salute y'all out, man, because I mean, if y'all don't do it, who will? Because I ain't going out there. So I appreciate y'all, man. My dad
No
served,
doubt.
man. I appreciate that, Cat. Lily, stop laughing. But
You said
hey,
it.
I want to say this on behalf of the Opinion Matter team. This is Memorial Day weekend. Everybody
Oh yeah.
gonna celebrate. Please don't be a victim of the Dan Award next week.
Hmm.
Please, please, because we
No
will
doubt.
talk about you.
We do not
I don't care
discriminate.
if you watch the show. We will talk about you. Don't be a victim of the Dan Award for Opinion Matters. So, in other words, when you go out this Memorial Day weekend, be safe, man. Y'all enjoy
No doubt.
yourself. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with, getting your cooler full and cooking your food at the house and staying at home. Stay at home.
Absolutely nothing.
But
Man.
hey, we love y'all, man. And we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for rocking with us, man. Deuces.